Sammael is the 348th Grandmaster of the Raven Wing. He is a brash and confident and well-skilled fighter. Sammael is, of course, the Grandmaster of the Second Company of the Dark Angels, the Raven Wing. So, Sammael is, of course, an epic hero that comes in at 130 points. He has a pretty standard bike character profile with 12 inches of movement, toughness 5, a 3+ save, a 4+ invulnerable save, 7 wounds, leadership 6+, and OC 2. Fairly standard for a bike, spare for the extra wounds and the 4+ invulnerable save. Would have been nice if he had a 2+ invulnerable save, given his fancy jet bike. In terms of ranged weapons, he's of course slinging around a master-crafted plasma cannon, which only has one profile, unconventionally. That is Blast at 36-inch range, D3 attacks that hit on 2s at strength 8, AP3, and damage 2. A bit of a different profile to the standard plasma talon the Raven Wings are known for. He also has a twin stone bolter, which is twin link rapid fire 2 at 24-inch range, 2 attacks that hit on 2s at strength 4, AP0, and damage 1. Fairly standard anti-light infantry, and a bolt pistol in case he's in combat, which has, of course, 12-inch range, 1 attack that hits on 2s at strength 4, AP0, and damage 1. In terms of range damage, he's alright. I'd say he's a bit of a different kind of range damage, not necessarily better than his Raven Wing Knights. He, of course, has the Raven Sword, which is sustained hits 2, which is very nice for dealing with infantry, at 6 attacks that hit on 2s with strength 6, AP3, and damage 2. A solid enough melee profile. I do wish it was a bit stronger compared to the Raven Wing Champion. In terms of abilities, he, of course, is Grandmaster, so he can advance, fall back, shoot, and charge. And then his sort of unique rule is cut off their escape. If enemies fall back, they must test Desperate Escape, and if they're battle-shocked, -1 for the result. Now, this is very powerful for a myriad reason. Desperate Escape is perhaps the most devastating thing that happens when you're battle-shocked, as it can lead to you losing huge chunks of your units, or an entire battle tank or something from the Desperate Escape. And he just makes it better. What's not to like? However, I'd say overall that at his points cost, he does have some slight issues. We're going to get into that after that, but I do want to touch on how his advanced shoot and charge is genuinely useful. The Plasma Talons are close range, so they appreciate being able to advance and shoot, as does his own weaponry, and means they don't need something like the Firestorm, I believe it is its name. I don't know why I forgot that. The Salamander's detachment if you want to advance and shoot those close-range weapons. In terms of his uses, Sammael has one problem, is that he costs exactly the same as the Command Squad, which adds 3 bodies that are all pretty tough, that also have Plasma Talons, which I'd say are more of a side grade to his Plasma Cannon, given that it is a random shots attack with Blast, which means in certain circumstances it'll be better, but the Plasma Talons are going to average more shots. His sword is also sort of a side grade. While it is better than the champion also gets the apothecary and the banner bearer. They both have Ravenwing Black Knights, which adds on 6 extra attacks, which is really useful, and honestly, probably more than you'll get with his sustained hits, even if you're fishing for them. And even more comparisons to the Command Squad, they offer a durability buff and regenerating models, and a objective buff with the banner, giving them +1 OC, which means that they offer more in terms of that. Even though Sammael's Desperate Escape is good, it's very situationally good. Against an army like Tau, say you destroy a unit and then consolidate into a tank, you could essentially tie up an entire hammerhead and force it to stay in combat with these guys at the risk of a, 30-40% chance it blows itself up. And while his advance and charge is nice, it's not very unique. Things like Stormlance and Gladius offer advance and charge, which is arguably better with the Command Squad, as the Command Squad gives you +1 to advance and charges, meaning they can move faster than they can with Sammael. Overall, I'd say at his points cost being the same as the Command Squad, he does not offer nearly as much flexibility, as well as the fact that his range damage is effectively a downgrade compared to 3 Plasma Talons instead of just 1 Plasma Cannon. There's also the fact that this guy can't take enhancements, so you can't use, for example, Fire Discipline with the Ravenwing Black Knights, or any other enhancement you want to use. I'd say overall that he really is just not as good as the Command Squad. I think if you're being fluffy, of course, bring him, because that's the coolest way you can build an army. Don't listen to competitive players. They will tell you that it's lame because they are lame. And then, if he dropped 10 or 15 points, I think he would be genuinely competitive compared to the Command Squad. But as he is now, I'd say leave him on the shelf, which is a shame because he is one of the best looking resin models to ever come out. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.